All right, guys, thank you for joining me again on a Wednesday Midweek Report. And this was kind of last minute. I mean, I sort of forgot to schedule it, but I was actually going somewhere first. Photography convention, which is starting probably now. So this will be about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes today, and then I'm going to jump off and head down there. Mr. Landfill, Coffee First, thank you for the 5x5. Loretta, Love and Life, Bajar, Dobie, thank you for the 5x5. Pimpin, Prep to Adapt. Southern, Dawn, thank you for the 5x5. Michael, thank you for the 5x5. So, Steel City, thank you for the 5x5. So someone was asking me, Bucky was asking me, any good news? It looks like I was wrong, but I'm not quite sure. And I say that I was wrong because now the United States is weighing in on whether or not they should step in. But that thought process, or him thinking about it, came in after the Iranian government were talking about or threatening to bomb military installations overseas. So Trump's response to wanting to get involved, it looks like it's going, like I said before, the only way we could directly get involved if they start hitting military bases abroad. So after they made that threat, he made the comment about stepping in, but a lot of people don't know that the Iranians made this threat. And it was a direct threat. It wasn't like from Israel or anything like that. It was a direct threat from them. Cowboy, Susan, thank you for the 5x5. It's Never Ending, thank you for the 5x5. Let's see. So, yeah. So, again, I didn't think that we were going to get involved, like I said, unless military installations start getting hit. Now, what I find interesting that is if military installations don't get hit and then we get directly involved, I am convinced now that Israel has something really major on Trump. Because there's no way, guys, that you're going to sit there and go, we're not getting involved. This is not our fight. You know, we're not going to get involved. And then all of a sudden, you're like, not all of a sudden, but then Iran makes a threat, and then they're like, all right, I'm weighing the options of getting involved. But if Iran doesn't do anything to any military installations on the other side of the world, or anywhere in the world, we shouldn't be getting involved. But if he insists in getting involved, if nothing is being done to us, they got something, Israel has something on Trump, and something big. And somebody had said that a while ago, and I said, that's plausible. Israel has a lot of intel on a lot of politicians around the world. It's not just the United States, it's around the world. Israel has one of the better spying technology and ways of getting information out of people. So there is that. But Bajar said that's his thought process too. Steele said we've been involved from the jump. I mean, yeah, in theory, if you want to go with the fact that we knew that this was going to happen, yeah, absolutely. But I don't think we're directly involved. Jay Mastermind, yeah. Listen, the amount of power that comes with being famous or a politician or whatever it is, these people do some off the chain nonsense behind closed doors. Now, I invite you guys to look up something called Salo, Italy. Look up the scandal involved with that. There was a movie that didn't. The movie tried to capture what was going on in Salo, Italy, and the director got murked for doing this movie. And the long short of it was every high-powered politician and or rich person that was in Italy that went to this one place called Salo, Italy. And in Salo, Italy, a lot of in a mansion, excuse me, a lot of bad shit went down. Now, a lot of the kids in Salo and the neighboring towns went missing every year because of this gathering that they had in Salo, and a lot of evil. A lot of evil things were done to these kids. And a lot of people, when I talk about it, they just don't, not that they don't realize it, not that they don't recognize it, it is really bad. Anyway, I say all of that is that it seems like the more power you have, the more things you're willing to do, especially sexually. I don't know what power and sex I know what power and sex has to do, but it's just interesting that the more power you have, the weirder your shit is. And look at Diddy, for example, right? The whole P. Diddy thing. The more power he had, the more shit he was doing. I mean, his mother got dragged into it, and she should be in jail with some of the shit she pulled off. Nonetheless, there has to be a sickness that goes along with the more power you have, the more like your sex. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe these people, because they get to entertain their fantasies and they know that they're not going to be touched, that they can do as much as they can and not get in trouble. Listen, P. Diddy is like the bottom of the barrel of this kind of shit. Bottom of the barrel. The more evil shit that went down to Salo, I could explain whatever your deepest, darkest, violent, nightmare, wandering thought can be of that place, and that's what went down. That's all I can say about that. Because for me to actually talk about what went down there, it does no justice. Zero. And the fact that this went down, and nothing, I don't think there was any real repercussions behind it. Like, not at all. Crazy. I'm down 20 pounds, and this shirt fit 20 pounds. Well, it didn't fit. It fits 20 pounds ago, but it's just tight around my arms. For whatever reason, these fucking sleeves are always tight around my arms. But anyway. So yes, there is a movie called Salo. If you find the movie and it's a closed copy, buy it. And that's just for money purposes. Buy it. That movie is worth a ton of money. A ton of money. And it's a Criterion edition, Salo, if you can find it. And it's unopened, or you see it in like a black market sale or some shit. Not a black market, but like a garage sale or something. Buy the shit. It's worth a lot of money. Evil is real. Well, listen, evil is undoubtedly real. We can't, Southern Tier Prepper, people who be like, oh, that evil is not that bad. The people who say there's no such thing as evil or evil's not that bad, they haven't seen half the shit I've seen. And they haven't even thought of a quarter of the shit that I've seen. Right? So, it's out there. It's out there, and it's really, really bad. I mean, like, it's excruciatingly bad. Like, I can't even talk about how bad it is, because certain people's minds can't go to that dark place, and you don't want to go to that dark place. But nonetheless, I've seen it, so it gets really bad. And let's forget about this, the sexual part. The violence that's committed. It's out of control. So that being said, all of that to say that, Israel definitely has something on Trump, and whatever that is, it's got to be something vile, because they've been holding this shit over his head for a long time, whatever the fuck it is. Now, real quick, I found this story interesting. I think I mentioned it the other day. But before we get into the whole Israel-Iran updates, a mysterious pulse or signal spotted 25 miles above Antarctica is unknown to science, and baffles experts say they don't understand. They don't understand where the radio signal is coming from. Now, they said it was above 25 miles above Antarctica, but they found out that it was coming from underneath the ice. They just can't find, they don't know where it's coming from or why. Mysterious radio waves were being emitted at a steep angle below the ice. And this article was today, but I first saw the article like 3-4 days ago. So, a rare signal was first detected in Antarctica's impulsive transit antenna, also known as antenna, in 2006. A series of tools floating over icy continents carried by balloon. The now retired ANITA experiment aimed to detect ultra-high energy cosmic neutrinos or ghost particles and other cosmic rays as they rain down on Earth from space. While ANITA usually picks up cosmic signals that bounce off the ice, this radio pulse came from beneath the horizon and under the ice sheet. Its orientation cannot currently be explained by particle physics, a study in the journal Physics Review letter wrote. So, a similar event was recorded in 2014, and has continued to baffle scientists. The mysterious radio waves were being emitted at a steep angle below the ice, suggesting they had to pass through thousands of miles of rocks before reaching the ANITA. All those obstacles would typically leave radio pulses too faint to be detectable, but not this signal. So I find it Hollow Earth. Chuck Norris Gun Club. Interestingly enough, you brought that up because there was an article 2 months ago stating that there was an underground lair or underground space. Let me see if I can. I'm not going to look for the article, but I'm going to look for the. I did a screenshot of it. Let's see if I can find it, and I'll give you guys the date when I find the screenshot. But I thought it was interesting. So 30-million-year-old lost world beneath Antarctica ice discovered, like opening up a time capsule. That article came out June 12th, a couple days ago. So interestingly enough, they talk about a world beneath the ice on June 12th, and earlier this month, or a couple days ago, after this article comes out, then all of a sudden they have a radio frequency that they can't explain coming from underneath the earth. So I just find shit like this interesting all the time. Let's see. What do we know is that they're most likely not representing neutrinos. Now, it's hard for me to explain what neutrinos are. Let's see if they explain it here. Scientists have ruled out neutrinos, the most common particles in the universe. Now, neutrinos from space or not the sun goes through the planet. There's like 1 billion neutrinos that pass through the planet on a daily basis. And they're saying it's not that. And neutrinos have a signal. Neutrinos are unofficially known as ghost particles due to the fact that they do not have a mass or carry any charge. You have billions of neutrinos passing through your thumbnails at any moment, but neutrinos don't really interact. So this double-edged sword problem. If we detect them, it means that they have traveled all the way without interacting with anything else. We could be detecting neutrinos coming from the edge of the observable universe. Scientists suspect that a supernova erupting in space could have caused a slew of neutrinos in Earth's direction. An international team of researchers attempting to solve the mystery conducted a series of simulations to see if the 2006 and 2014 events align with any significant cosmic event, with data from the Pare Argo observation in Argentina. Anyway, there was a supernova that was aligned with the signal captured in 2014, but not the event in 2006. So it is not clear indication that a cosmic event is what caused the bizarre radio wave. Scientists have done, however, narrowed down their set of explanations. So basically, they're thinking it might be a supernova. Maybe one supernova was closer than the other, but they're not sure. Again, interesting shit. for you guys to look up if you are interested. Other than that, let's get into the Iranian update. Now, supposedly, let's see, there was a warning about something grand happening today, and that Israel gave this warning up, if you will. Iran issued a chilling threat on Tuesday night. Tonight, a great surprise will occur, one that will be remembered for centuries. Now, I could have sworn I've heard this threat a few months ago, but I thought it was the Palestinians or Hamas. One of those two gave something similar. It comes as intense Israeli airstrike targets Iran capital at around 5 a.m. Wednesday, a day after President Donald Trump demanded unconditional surrender. Iranian authorities will not acknowledge the attacks. Their silence has become increasingly common as Israel airstrike grows in intensity since they began Friday. So again, I could have sworn I've heard of this vague threat before. At least one strike Wednesday morning appeared to target Tehran's neighborhood of Hakameh, the site of a paramilitary Revolutionary Guard Academy. The Israelis earlier warned that they could strike a neighborhood south of Meherbag International Airport, which includes residential neighborhood, military installations, pharmaceutical companies, and industrial farms. They also claim that they have killed Iranian General Ali Shadmani, whom Israel described as their more senior remaining military officer in Tehran. As the U.S. sent warplanes to the Middle East, Trump made a series of statements about the conflict, including warning Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Khamenei, that's how it's pronounced, I think. That the U.S. knows where he is hiding, but that there were no plans to kill him, at least not for now. This statement fueled confusion about the U.S. role in the conflict as Tehran residents flee their homes for the sixth day of Israel's air campaign aimed at Iran's military and nuclear program. Israel asserts its sweeping assault is necessary to prevent Iran from getting any closer to building an atomic weapon. The strike so far has killed 224 people in Iran. Iran has retaliated by launching some 400 missiles, hundreds of drones at Israel. So far, 24 people in Israel are not here anymore. Again, I find that threat that they state kind of vague. So, Iranian state TV footage of Khamenei giving a statement. His statement was given a few hours ago. State television has air footage of Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei giving a statement that was read out by the TV anchor a short while ago. The footage strikingly contrasts against the high-quality recording typically produced in his speech and in his voice, echoing as he sat in a room with beige curtains behind him. A portrait of Grand Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, I guess this is another Ayatollah, who Khomeini succeeded over his left shoulder with the Iranian flag over his right. Khamenei warns the United States that joining the Israeli strike targeting the Islamic Republic will result in an irreparable damage for them. So again, a lot of threats going around. Nothing's being done. I don't know. And everybody's seemingly getting nervous. I'm not even there yet, man. I'm not even close to nervous. I'm just waiting for some shit to go down. Being nervous, getting scared doesn't do anybody any good. You got to stay focused. And the only time to get scared or nervous is when it happens. So far, nothing is going down yet. Germany says Europe is open to negotiating with Iran. Germany foreign minister has underlined European countries' willingness to talk to Iran about a solution to the crisis over the nuclear program. But it says there's need to be movement from Tehran, meaning they need to come to the table first. Excuse me. Jonathan, whatever his last name is, Wednesday states that it is never too late to come to the negotiation table if you come with honest intentions. He spoke a day after he held a call with the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas, whatever his last name is, along with the French and British counterparts and European Union Foreign Policy Chief. Wade Fool, said that the European officials made it clear that their countries, which are part of the Iranians' 2015 nuclear agreement with the world power, still stands ready to negotiate a solution. Anyway, over 400 European citizens evacuating from Israel. Iran's supreme leader says God will make these nations victorious. His nation victorious, In a message, Khamenei also urged officials to continue their work with strength and trust in God. God will certainly and surely make Iranian nation victorious. The state television said that a video of Khamenei giving the same address would be aired later. Anyway, Iran's supreme leader warns U.S. that joining the Israeli strike will result in irreparable damage to them. Iranian supreme leader warned of the United States not to join the war or the airstrike. Comments by the 86-year-old supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei came in a statement read out by a state television anchor against a still image of the leader. Any military involvement by the United States in this field will undoubtedly result in irreparable damages for them. He's talking about us. 441 Greek and other nationals are evacuating Israel via Egypt. Greece foreign minister says the evacuees include citizens from Albania, Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Cyprus, France, Germany, Georgia, Hungary, Italy, Lithuania, Portugal, Romania, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United States. They were flown to Athens early Wednesday from Egypt, Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh, on board 2 military transport planes. Iran says a second bank had been targeted by a cyber attack. I don't know why we haven't heard more of this, but this is the first time hearing about this. And they said it was a second bank. Government spokesperson Fatemeh, whatever his last name is, said the Bank Pasgard had been targeted along with Bank Sepah, Iran's first bank, which was found its online service disrupted Tuesday. She said experts are working on resolving the issue. Iran has been cutting off access to the wider world for Iranian via the internet and blocking landlines and receiving and or making any international calls. A group of hackers calls itself, I am not going to play myself, but their translation is Predatory Sparrow, claimed the cyber attack on the Bank of Sepah. It wasn't immediately clear if the Bank of Pasgar attack was also done by them. A group has claimed the hacking a major steel mill in 2022 and disrupting gas stations in 2023. This is the bank called the Predatory Sparrow. I don't know what their Muslim name is. I can't even pronounce it. Iran, long sanctioned by the West, faces difficulties in getting up-to-date hardware and software updates. Israel says its aircraft destroyed 5 Iranian attack helicopters. Thais are being advised to leave Tehran as soon as possible. Didn't know there were Thai people in Thailand, but all right, Iran, Iranian ambassador derides Trump's comments calling for immediate surrender. Iranian ambassador of Geneva is deriding as hostile and unwarranted U.S. President Trump's comment calling for unconditional surrender. I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would call, an unstable or hot-headed country. Why would you ask for them? It's not Khomeini, it's Khamenei. because I just got the pronunciation a couple minutes ago. But it's Khamenei. But anyway, enough of that. U.S. moving military aircraft to European base. I just, again, stating we're not going to get involved, but now starting to make moves, moving battleships, moving military vehicles in play is not good. Overnight, the United States moved Air Force refueling tankers, C-17s, to European air base in Prestwick, Scotland, and Avino in Italy, according to the Aurora Intel. This comes as the U.S. is shifting military aircraft, warships into and around the Middle East to protect Israel from Iranian attack, as Donald Trump warned Tehran to step back from the conflict. On Tuesday, the U.S. relocated dozens of F-16s from the Italian base to the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is letting us move aircraft in. That's not good. That can't be good. Iranian Foreign Minister spokesman issued a warning. The spokesman for Iran's Foreign Ministry issued a warning Wednesday that an American intervention in the ongoing Israeli strike targeting his country would spark an all-out war. I think any American interventions would be a recipe for all-out war in the region with very, very bad consequences for the whole international community. This is from the Foreign Minister Esmail Bahadi, if I said that right. However, U.S. has aircraft carriers and long-range bombers it could employ for any attack. Asked if he thought the U.S. could control Israel, Bismani grimaced and said, "Not really." Also, China's Xi Jinping calls for de-escalation as soon as possible. China's president called for de-escalation of tension in the Middle East as soon as possible, and said China is deeply worried as Israel's military operation against Iran has caused a sudden escalation in tension in the Middle East. Xi is said to visit Kazan, the capital of Ashatan, late Tuesday, added the Chinese oppose any action and infringe upon sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity on other countries. So basically, China is not looking to step into this. Russia is not looking to step into this. But the United States stepping in might force China in Russia's hand. So this could blow up at any moment. And the fact that we are moving F-16s into Saudi Arabia, that is not good. That's not a good look at all. So this can absolutely spiral out of control. I mean, not surprised, but this could absolutely, Ozark Negro. It looks like it could pop off at any moment. Again, I am more, not concerned, I am more curious as to what Israel has on Trump. I've never seen a man backpedal so badly. Now, granted, Iran made a threat about the possibility of them making runs after our military bases. I have seen that. But the fact that that hasn't happened yet, and he's still pondering this, and in fact, he's still moving shit in order. Now, I get it that you got to position shit because somebody threatens you. Your natural response should be like, oh yeah? You going to threaten us? Okay. And then you start positioning yourself for that attack. I get it. But if we jump into it before there's an attack, there's a problem. F-16s are crap. Google censorship. I keep hearing that. I know nothing about fighter jets other than the F-14 Tomcats, which were my favorite fighter jets. Outside of that, I know nothing about these newer jets. And I heard that they were crap from multiple people, that they're not like reliable. But again, I don't know. But we shall see. We shall see where this all goes. I mean, again, moving military equipment makes sense, but if he jumps into this fight without being provoked, there's a problem. And we normally react. We don't jump into shit if we don't have to. F-15s were home runs. Were a home run. F-16s are too sensitive? To what? But all right, whatever. You guys might know more about military vehicles than me. I don't, I don't look into it. But maybe I will just to get a gist of it. But anyway, guys, that being said, this thing could go sideways fast, like really fast, especially if we get involved. And if we do get directly involved, all bets are off. Other Muslim nations are, will jump in. A lot of nations are not jumping in now. They're going to show support and phone calls, but they're not getting involved. But if we get involved, all bets are off. U.S. base in northeastern Syria came under fire from missiles launched by Iranian-backed militias. That would do it if that actually happened, Ms. John Johnson. But we shall see. Again, all you can do, guys, is get ready for the nonsense. That's all. I mean, this is probably going to get way the fuck out of hand. Salty Dog says F-16s are solid aircrafts for an older platform. Overall performance in theater has been solid. All right. I hope we don't get involved. My son just left for basics. Yeah, I hope we don't get involved either. Because again, we get involved, this is just going to get everybody else involved. Google censorship. The F-16s are not doing too good in Ukraine. That might be because of pilot error. But again, I don't know. A massive, it's already out of hand. Nah, it's not out of hand yet. We haven't seen out of hand. I know what out of hand looks like. This isn't it. This is gearing up to get there, but we're not there yet. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I'm going to go off the air. I got to get a quick workout in before I leave. I will see you guys tomorrow night for the doubleheader. And if not tomorrow night, Friday night for sure. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it as always. And I will see you guys either tomorrow night or Friday night. Thank you.